What's up guys, in this video we are checking out the SofaBaton U3, and the reason this remote interested me is very simple. In most homes we slowly collect too many remotes. One for the TV, one for the TV box, one for the air conditioner, one for the fan, and after a while the simple act of turning something on becomes more annoying than it needs to be. So the promise of the U3 is very straightforward. It is trying to replace multiple remotes with one remote. It supports Bluetooth, infrared and RF, which means radio frequency remotes like some fans or shades. My package also includes the charging base. There are packages with and without the base, so for price I would mainly look at the remote itself. But in my case the base is part of the actual experience, so I tested the U3 with the Xiaomi Smart TV box, an air conditioner and a fan that uses RF, and after using it I think this is a very good remote for most people, but there are a few things you should know before buying it. Let's start with the design. The U3 has a matte black design and I really like how it looks. The charging base is also full black, so together they look clean and premium on a desk or TV console. The remote itself is tall. In fact, I think this is probably the tallest remote I have used. But the surprising part is that it feels lighter than it looks. It does not feel heavy or tiring in the hand. The body is smooth, rounded and easy to grip. Overall, it feels well built. The only thing with the tall design is reach. Depending on where you are holding it, you may need to move your hand up and down to reach the top buttons or the bottom buttons. That is not a deal breaker, it is just something you notice because of the size. The button layout mostly makes sense. You get proper physical controls, number buttons, volume, channel, navigation, and dedicated buttons around the screen. But there are two small confusing parts. The first one is the back button. There is a back button for the remote interface near the screen, and then there is a normal back button for the device you are controlling. In the beginning, I kept pressing the wrong one. The second confusing part is power. There is a red power button and there is also a screen option that says TV off. I understand why they are separate, but at first it does make you think for a second. After some time, you probably get used to it, but the first few days do have that small learning curve. Coming to the screen, I have no complaints. For this type of remote, the screen is more than enough. It is easy to read, responsive, and sharp enough for selecting devices and commands. This is not a phone screen, and it does not need to be. It just needs to show your devices and controls clearly, and it does that. The scroll wheel also works fine. It scrolls properly, the screen responds well, and it also clicks. But I do have one small complaint. I wish the wheel was a little more raised. Right now, when I scroll it, my thumb can rub against the corner around it, so it works, but it is not the most comfortable scroll wheel I have used. Also, because the wheel is clickable, sometimes when you try to click, you can accidentally move the selection a little. Again, this is not a deal breaker. It is a decent scroll wheel, but if SofaBaton improves anything in the next version, I would like the wheel to be slightly more outward. Setup was quite simple. This is not an internet-based setup where the remote needs Wi-Fi. It connects to the phone over Bluetooth and the app guides you through the process. It tells you which buttons to press, the remote pairs, and then you can start adding devices. In my case, it also asked for a software update. I triggered the update, waited for it to finish, and after that everything was fine. So overall, I did not face real setup friction. I already had a SofaBaton account, but even if you do not, the app supports Google login, so account setup should not be a major issue. One important thing to mention is that software updates matter here. At first, Google Assistant was not working properly for me. It would trigger Assistant, but it did not behave correctly. After updating the software, that issue was fixed, so before judging the voice feature, update the remote and the app first. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
For adding devices, I tested Bluetooth, IR, and RF. Bluetooth was the easiest. I paired the U3 with my Xiaomi Smart TV box and it worked flawlessly. Once paired, I could control it properly from the remote. IR was also easy to add. You select the brand, select the model, and the app loads the remote profile. In my case, I was able to add the Xiaomi device over IR as well, Most buttons worked fine, but there was one issue. I could turn the Xiaomi box off with the U3 over IR, but after turning it off, I could not turn it back on with the U3. I had to use the original remote. So this is the important part with universal remotes. It is not enough that your brand is listed. You still need to check whether the important commands work properly. With more established brands, the experience is usually better, but with older or less common models, you can run into small gaps like this. RF learning was the weakest part of my testing. I tested it with a fan remote because the fan was using RF. The U3 did learn a few buttons, at least the app said it had learned them, but when I tried to use them, the result was hit and miss. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it did not. So for me, RF learning was not reliable enough. This is not only a U3 problem. Learning remotes in general can be tricky, whether it is IR learning or RF learning. But still, if your main reason for buying this is RF control, especially for a niche device, I would not assume it will work perfectly. The U3 also supports macros. A macro is basically one button that runs multiple commands in a sequence. For example, turn on a device, increase the volume, move to YouTube, and open it. I created a simple macro with my Bluetooth smart TV box, and that worked flawlessly. The U3 also has air mouse support. Air mouse means you move the remote in the air and use it like a pointer on the screen. I tried it and it worked. It behaves like other air mouse remotes I have used. There is some lag and it does not always follow perfectly, but that is normal for this type of feature. I do not personally see myself using it every day. But if you have a large TV or if your kids like pointer style control, then it is a fun feature to have. Google Assistant also worked after the software update. I pressed the voice button, Assistant triggered, I asked a question, and it replied properly. So the feature does work, but again, update the remote first. And keep in mind, this is mainly for compatible Google Assistant devices. Battery life is a little harder to judge. SofaBaton claims up to 3 weeks. In my testing, I was setting up devices, testing macros, trying RF learning, using Bluetooth, and going back and forth through the app. During that kind of heavy setup day, the battery went down pretty quickly. But that is not normal daily use. A normal user will probably pick up the remote, press a few buttons, watch TV, and put it back down. So the 3-week claim may be more realistic for occasional normal use, not heavy testing. I did not run it all the way to zero, so I will not make a final battery life claim, but during testing, it drained faster than I expected. The charging base helps a lot here. My package included it and it worked reliably. You just place the remote on the base and it makes the whole experience more convenient. For a remote like this, I prefer having the base because if the remote has smart features and a screen, I do not want to think about plugging in a cable every time. I just want to place it back where it belongs. So overall, I like the SofaBaton U3. The U3 feels practical for normal users. It gives you Bluetooth, IR, RF learning, macros, air mouse, Google Assistant support, a good screen, physical buttons, and in my package, a useful charging base. Not everything is perfect. RF learning was hit and miss for me. Some device profiles may have missing commands and the scroll wheel could be more comfortable. But as a daily remote replacement, it is well designed and it looks good. Price wise, I would have preferred the remote to stay around $100. Once it goes higher, you start thinking harder about whether your setup really needs it. But if you are already looking for a universal remote and your goal is to clean up your TV table without going into a full power user hub system, the U3 is easy to recommend. So those were my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Take care. Bye.